I've hit my goal on 6 products this month. That's why I took a little more time to film, because I just had some that were really close to being done and I wanted to be able to roll them out for this update. And I'm going to do things a little differently this time. I'm going to ask for your help on what I should roll in. So I'm going to have some voting options for you to determine what I bring in next month. The very first empty I have is this concealer here from Vive. This is one of my favorite concealers, and I was using it as both a concealer and as a foundation, so I did go through it a little more quickly than if I was just using it on my under eyes. And now that I have finished it, I'm not entirely sure what concealer I should roll in its place. Typically, I just reach for my next oldest concealer, but currently that is this one from Milk Makeup. And this is an incredibly light color. I could technically wear it on my under eyes, but in the summer, sometimes I get more sun and it might be too light for that reason. It hasn't happened yet. I could still wear this on my under eyes and it's okay. It's just a brightening concealer. And I can also use it as a mix-in if I have any foundations that need to be lightened a little bit. With me going into summer, I just am not sure if this is like the best choice. I have 2 other concealers that I got literally only a few months after the Milk Makeup one. They're all from like the same general timeline. One is from Ulta Beauty. It's the Full Coverage Liquid Concealer in the shade Fair Neutral. This is brand new. I don't know if I've ever actually even used this yet. And then this one from NYX, I've used it a couple times. It's the Bare With Me Concealer Serum. And this is okay. I think either of these would be fine to pan, but I think the next one would be more fun to watch because it's an airless pump, and so you'll be able to more easily see the progress than you would with the other 2. I wonder if I should do it in a community tab. That's what I'll do. I'll open it up in the community tab. So if you wanted to check that, I'll have these 3 open as a vote. I think they would all be fun in one way or another, so I don't think you could go wrong either way, but I would like to hear your thoughts. Next up is a product I really liked. I'm sad it's gone. It's the Wonderskin Brow Stain in the shade Blonde. I really liked this. I did talk about this more in depth in my empties, where I talk about like number of uses to finish. And I only have one other brow pencil, and it's one of those like thicker pencils that take forever to show progress. I don't know if that's necessarily something that I want to bring into a project pan, so I just might not replace this with anything. But I'm sad to see this one go. I really enjoyed it. Next up, I only just finished this a couple days ago. It's a lip pencil from NYX. I had panned Peekaboo Neutral earlier this year, and I mentioned that the product ran out right as I hit the middle of the X in NYX in that pencil, and the exact same thing happened for this as well. So I think that's a pretty good measure if you have any of these NYX lip pencils. Once you sharpen down to that point, a hole appears in the center of the product and there's really not much left that you can work with. Sad to see it go, but I did replace it with another NYX lip pencil, this time in the shade Natural. That's what I'm wearing today. I'm wearing the Natasha Denona My Dream Gloss on top. And I love that combo. I think it's a really beautiful neutral shade, and I like wearing this with like pink and purple looks, because sometimes I don't want my lips to be too pink if I have pink and purple on my lids. So it's just like a it's a really great, slightly cool tone, but definitely more neutral lip color that can go with anything. So great combo for me right now. And with the natural pencil, I'm starting at 2.6 grams. Another product I finished, another product I talked about in my most recent empties video. This is the NYX Fat Lip Oil in the shade That's Chic. I did end up taking the stopper out and getting everything out of it. If I had another one of these, I don't know if I would do that. I think I would just try to keep using it, and then once I couldn't get any more off my applicator, I might take the stopper out to like mix the product around and get a couple more uses out of it, but I wouldn't try and get everything out like this time, just because I think some pieces of the applicator ended up getting in the product. And then with this NYX lip oil, I've gone through 2.53 grams, and the empty package weighs 19.54 grams. My next product is one I'm just trying to get as many wears out of before it's gone, just to see if I can get more than the last one that I tried. This is the Sacheu lip stain in the shade Clover, and I had gone through the shade Plumped earlier in this project, and I think I only got like 48 or 49 wears out of it before it completely dried up. But it was a slightly older tube. I was using a lot more of it to cover my entire lip, and now I just use this strictly as a lip liner, the way the product intends for you to use it. and I'm using a brand new fresh tube, and so I'm hoping I can get some more wears out of it before it dries up. In the past month, I've gone through 0.47 grams, and I've worn it 15 times. My Jason Wu primer is definitely going to be a long haul product. There's a lot in here. I think it's like 1.69 fluid ounces, yeah, 50 milliliters. I really like this. I wear this every day. It's just a really beautiful, lightweight, but still moisturizing primer. Definitely has more of a gel feel, and you don't need a lot of it. I've gone through 6.98 grams of this, and I think this will take me until the end of the year to finish, if not longer. I finally finished the last few remnants of the Merit cream blush in the shade Beverly Hills. In a previous update, I had taken everything out of the Merit container and put the rest of it in this little mini eye cream container from Drunk Elephant, and I finally finished everything in there as well. And I don't remember if I said it in my last update, but the final weight of the empty packaging with no more blush in it is 15.19 grams. I have another cream blush that I would like to roll in its place, and that's from IT Cosmetics in the shade Rose Milk. I tried to take a picture of it, but the packaging, I don't know if it's because it's frosted or because the product sticks to the sides, but there really isn't any way for me to know how much is left in here. I'm starting at 40.44 grams, and I wear this every day, so I don't think it's going to be a problem to incorporate it and try to finish it eventually. It's just a matter of how long that's going to take. It says there's only 15 mils in here, so I'm not sure. I just use like a drop each time. The packaging gets kind of messy, and so sometimes there's a lot of it built up on the side here, and I used to try and take that off and use it, but because it's a much drier version of the liquid blush, it's way more pigmented and much harder to work with, and so I don't think I'm going to try to keep doing that. But I'm also going to try not to just keep wiping that off just for more to build up again. I'm gonna see if I can just keep that stuff where it is and then use the rest that's actually inside the bottle. We'll see. I'm not entirely sure how long this will take to finish. Next up is my PYT blush in the shade Exhale. You're finally able to see a larger pan forming in the center after months of just having a little tiny pan. I've gone through 0.22 grams. And again, just a slow and steady product that I use all the time. I'm wearing it today. I don't feel as confident about maybe having this done by the end of the year, but I think I can get really, really close. I have a highlighter here from Laura Geller. You're really going to be able to start seeing that pan expand, which is very exciting. And I've gone through 0.27 grams. It's a beautiful color. I'm wearing it on my cheeks today. I think it's really nice. A lot of these are just really long haul products. I'm very slowly working through them and enjoying it along the way. And then the last one is bronzers. So I have a lot of newer bronzers in my collection, so I'm trying to bring one in, reach for it enough that I reach 50 total uses, and then I'll roll it out and bring a new one in. And I did recently hit 50 uses on this bronzer from the Smashbox face palette. In person, I can see quite a bit of a dip. I don't know how deep these pans are. I imagine they're relatively deep, but I don't know. I'm surprised I haven't made more progress given 50 uses, and it's a smaller pan, so I'm needing to go in and pick up a lot more with like a smaller brush. So I just assumed that I would have a pretty decent dip, and I do, but it's not as deep as I thought it was going to be. I hit 50 uses on this, and then I had rolled in my newest bronzer, this one from Give Me Glow, in the shade Good Times and Tan Lines. I hadn't worn it at all in my last check-in, and now I've reached for it 11 times. I don't think I'll hit the 50 uses before my next update, so I'll just keep this as my main bronzer, and then maybe in my next check-in, I'll bring in another bronzer to start working on once this one hits 50. There's a slight wearing away of the embossing on top, but I use a really, really soft big brush for this. This is an IT Cosmetics Brilliant Powder Brush. It's not dense at all. It's like very, very, whatever the opposite of dense is, and it's very soft. So I just kind of like dab it in, and then I use it all over my neck to help my neck match my face, and then I'll put a tiny dusting all over my face to kind of just give me, I don't look bronzed, I'm aware of that, but it just kind of helps to bring some life back to my face, some more dimension, and adds kind of like just a more bronzy overtone on my face, more so than like specifically bronzing certain parts of my face. And I've been really liking it for that. So I'm glad I've been reaching for this. This is like the perfect time of year to have something like this. But keep in mind, it's very powdery, it's very pigmented, and so you want to use a super, super soft brush with that product. I know I've rolled a lot of things out, and I'm not going to roll something for every single thing back in. Like, I'm not going to try to keep it at 10 products, So I'm bringing in the lip pencil from NYX, I'm bringing in this cream blush from M Cosmetics, and then I'm asking for your help to choose which concealer I want to bring in. Another product I want to incorporate into this project pan is one of my full-sized perfumes. I have recently finished my fragrance project pan. I've gone through all 35 samples that I had laying around in my house, and now I'm ready to start focusing on my perfumes, and some of them certainly are older than others. Actually, let me go grab them, and that way I can show you the options that we are going to choose from. The 3 perfumes I'm going to choose from are Nirvana Bourbon. It's down to here, so I'm definitely over halfway done with this. And I think out of the 3 options, this one is my favorite perfume. It smells really smoky, definitely has that like sweet bourbon aspect to it. This is a limited edition product. They don't sell it anymore, and I do really enjoy it, and I think I've just been putting off wearing it more because I don't want to get rid of it, but I am at a point now where I'm ready to work through this. I don't feel as intensely about repurchasing it, and of course I don't want it to expire or go bad or the scent changes in some way that I don't like it anymore. So this is in the running. Another one that's in the running is Commodity Gold. I'm probably a little over halfway through this bottle, and this has a lot of vanilla in it, and I do think the scent has slightly changed, or maybe it hasn't, I don't know. It's just okay. I don't reach for it as often because I'm not always like in love with that super sweet vanilla scent. Again, one of my oldest perfumes, so I would like to work my way through it. And then this one is still one of my oldest perfumes, but maybe slightly younger than the other 2, and that's the Sol de Janeiro Cheirosa 62 Eau de Perfume. This one is definitely the sweetest and probably the most summery scent that I have of the 3, so this might be the best time to wear it. I haven't really worn a ton out of it. I probably have like 3/4 of the product left, so I'm not really sure. Should I start with the one that has the most progress and then work my way to the others? Or should I focus on the really summery scent right now? I'm really not sure. Again, I don't think I can go wrong either way, but any insight or information that you'd like to share with me about your choice and why you think it's the best one, I'd love to hear it. So I'll have some community posts about those 2 categories for you to choose from. But that was everything I had to talk about today. I hope you enjoyed my update. I hope you are enjoying watching my progress. That's everything I have, but I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I hope to see you in my next video.